Welcome to the Dowden Podcast. I'm your host, the official CRG, and today we are going to talk about why if you really want to reach those real goals and truly start to change things around in your life, then you have to stop taking these shortcuts and truly start to challenge yourself in order to make these things real. But before we get started, make sure to leave a like and subscribe down below. That way you don't miss any weekly episodes and posts. You can find video of this episode strictly on YouTube, but the audio everywhere else. Now, when it comes to really changing things around and reaching those real goals in your life, understanding that you have to stop taking those shortcuts in order to make these things real honestly is one of the most important things that I have personally ever learned. Having it not only help me change my life around for the better, but also just truly help me accomplish things that I never would have been able to do so if it wasn't for me actually applying myself and challenging myself when it came to the tasks at hand. Because you see, when I was still living in the city, taking that easy route and cutting corners was something that I was damn near doing on a day to day basis. Like it genuinely didn't matter what it was. I was just constantly doing the bare minimum, having it do nothing but just throw me down a bunch of really dark paths in my life and put me in this never ending cycle of just negativity and laziness, all because I decided to take those shortcuts instead of really go and apply myself when I needed to most. Because instead of actually showing up to school on time, turning in homework, really applying myself when it came to sports, my 9 to 5, I would then go and just do that bare minimum. Then I would go and mess around. I would cut these corners and I would have that just I can't and I don't care mentality, having it genuinely do nothing but truly ruin my life. It really kept me in that negativity. It kept me in that laziness because I constantly just thought taking those shortcuts were okay. I constantly just made it clear in my mind that I wasn't going to apply myself, that these real things weren't actually going to be attainable, when in all reality, that just wasn't the case at all. Because in all seriousness, when you really do go and you just take those easy routes, you take those shortcuts, you then genuinely are just doing nothing but putting up a wall between you and that real growth. Because you have to understand that in order to really grow, in order to reach that full potential, you can't be comfortable, but you have to be uncomfortable. Okay, you have to go through those failures. You have to face these challenges. You have to go through these obstacles in order to grow as a person. So when you're going and taking these easy routes, when you're going and taking these shortcuts, you are then not really growing because one, you are keeping that same mentality. You're not trying to learn things. You're not trying to you just overcome things, educate yourself. And two, you aren't challenging yourself when it comes to the tasks at hand. You're taking that easy route. You're cutting corners. You're staying in that comfort zone. So if you really want to change your life, you really want to see these things come true, you really want to reach those real goals, then you have to stop taking these shortcuts, because until you do so, these things genuinely will not change. So, whether you want to be an entrepreneur, a doctor, a streamer, an NFL player, a teacher, whatever it is, now is the time for you to really start realizing that you have to stop taking these shortcuts and truly go and start to challenge yourself. Because I promise you that you genuinely can accomplish and do whatever you want in this world. Like, seriously, if you would have told me 4 years ago that I was going to be living in Florida, right next to the beach, with my dream woman and my dream job, I literally would have laughed at you in your face in the most respectful way possible. But I literally would have laughed at you. But because I went and challenged myself, because I changed my mentality and I stopped taking those shortcuts, I was then able to actually make these things real. So moving forward, instead of just always taking those shortcuts, taking the easy routes, staying in your comfort zone, go ahead and just really challenge yourself. Go experience those obstacles, go through some failures, Go out and take action, take a couple of risks, do whatever you can to really see that real growth, because staying in that comfort zone and taking these easy routes is not going to do it. You are not going to be able to change your life by doing those things. So go ahead, make that change, take control of your mind, and start believing in not only yourself, but what you're actually capable of, because you can do whatever you want. You just have to go out there and genuinely start to take real action. But with that said, today's quote is by Jane Goodall. She once said, "Above all, we must realize that each of us makes a difference with our life. Each of us impacts the world around us every single day. We have a choice to use the gift of our life to make the world a better place or not to bother." I appreciate you tuning in. You can follow us on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. And this is the Dowdham Podcasts.